Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. It's Crystal Palace versus Manchester United preview. Get involved with your own opinions on this match, Reds, in the live chat, and we will discuss some of your comments throughout today's video. Now, there's a few wrongs that happened last season against Palace that we definitely need to put right in this game.
Look, I remember this fixture in May last season as though it was yesterday. It's in my head and it won't go. I remember describing it as that we was bullied, we was humiliated. I even said, after getting beat 4-0, which was a disgrace, a real disgrace, that I thought, and I wouldn't be shocked, that's what I said, I would not be shocked if Erik Ten Hag got the sack on the back of that humiliation. That's how it was, a proper pile-on from the media, from United fans. They were after his head after that game, and it was humiliating. And Erik Ten Hag says yesterday, we deserved it. Well, I think we all had a lot more to say than saying we deserved it. But we're in a different place now. Manchester United is a different club. The team's a lot better. The squad's more packed, got better players, got rid of people. So I expect a different result at Crystal Palace tomorrow.
He was obviously asked about that result against Palace. I think it was back in May when we got beat 4-0. And it said it was a 4-0, totally deserved for Palace. But Saturday will be different. From February onwards, we had to find 11 players to construct a team. Now it's 18 we can pick from. Yeah,
he had that many injuries last year. Lots of people sort of like criticised Ten Hag for always using the injuries as an excuse. But it was a valid excuse. He's not got that now. He knows that. The club itself is turned round. The squad has turned round. New players in there, young players on the pitch performing, and they're all eager to go. If you look, the confidence should be sky high, to be honest with you. They've had two relatively easy games, Southampton away. Yes, it was a bit of a struggle first 20 minutes, but then United just dominated the game, and then Barnsley, it was like a free-for-all, a goal-scoring spree, and that's what you want, a bit of confidence back in the team, and a different United going to Crystal Palace.
Bit of confidence as well, because the way I've looked at it, let me know if I'm wrong, but Man United recording back-to-back away wins in the Premier League. I think you've got to go back to February last season when I think we beat Aston Villa and Luton back-to-back in the league.
Yeah, it just seems so long ago. How often that happened, to be honest, I'm not too sure. But you saying it there just seems as though like it's a distant memory. Yeah. United have to turn it round now. They've had two disappointing results, Brighton away and Liverpool at home. So we need to put them out. The two games what we've just played, confidence builders, going to Palace, we've got to now continue scoring goals.
Yeah. February was the last time we actually seen Luke Shaw as well in a Manchester United shirt. When will we actually see him next? But good news as well on Højlund and Mount. We've seen him back in training. I think it was from Wednesday. Erik Ten Hag said they are available, but will they start on the bench or in that starting 11 for you?
I think they'll be on the bench, to be honest. I can't see Erik Ten Hag bringing them straight in on the bench. And with a bit of luck, they might get 20 minutes. They might be used. We might need them, or they might just be able to get a run out because we're comfortably winning the game. So for me, I cannot see them starting. Yes, they've had their own fitness, back in the squad, training with the squad. And if they're fit, people will say, well, if they're fit, they should be playing. But, you know what Ten Hag's like. I think he'll put them on the bench. That's how I see it.
A lot of conversation already going on in the chat of people's preference for the front three on Saturday. People are saying Garnacho, Rashford and Ahmad, whereas others are saying Rashford on the left, Xerxes and Ahmad on the right. I don't think Anthony will get into this starting 11, though.
No, Anthony definitely won't get into this starting 11. I think the two definite ones up front will be Xerxes and Rashford. I'm not too sure if he will start Garnacho or Ten Hag. That's the way I look at it. I can't see Garnacho replacing Rashford. Ten Hag sees Rashford out there. That's the way it's going to be.
And rightly so as well, because of his performances in the last couple of games as well, getting on the score sheet. He needs that confidence. It looks like that confidence in front of goals coming back. So let's get into this game and let's get on the score sheet again, Rashford.
Well, Rashford's got into the two games and you can't fault him. People will turn around and say, oh, yeah, but look at the opposition. It was weak and all that. But no, hey, listen, weak oppositions can sometimes put the banana skin in on you and turn you over. And fair credit to Rashford. He has performed. Has he performed brilliantly? No, I wouldn't say brilliantly, but he's done the job, which is much improved from his previous performances. So Ten Hag's going to have him. He's always picked him, and I can't see it changing. So I think Garnacho really is challenging Ahmad for a place out on the right.
Rhino in the chat says Eddie Nketiah, Mateta are the only real threats in this Palace team right now, I think. They have several key injuries, unfortunately for their side, but good for ours. And I think Crystal Palace are one of the only 6 teams still in the Premier League to not record a win yet in the league. But is that dangerous for us as well?
I wouldn't underestimate Crystal Palace at all. Yes, they've got some injuries and that, but this is a Crystal Palace side which is completely different. They work as a unit, they work together, they fight, and they will score some goals. Listen, Palace, do not underestimate Palace. That crowd, I've been there loads of times, that crowd gets right behind them, and it's Manchester United coming into town. And I don't see anything as a weakness. You look at Manchester United, and it's the frailties of Manchester United. If something goes against Manchester United, that's the problem. That's, will they come back? They come back against Palace, against Southampton, when the penalty was given. They then took the game and just destroyed Southampton. Can they do it against this Palace side? They are a strong working side, and do not, whatever you do, underestimate them.
Yeah, definitely need to get off to a better start than what we did against Southampton, against Palace, because like you say, they have got players that will hurt us in key areas in attacking. Pete Thompson gives his view on like the starting 11 and also a formation that Manchester United might currently play out in the future. And he says United should be a 4-4-2, but think we're going to develop into a 3-5-2 team with Yoro, De Ligt and Martinez, Ahmad, Bruno, Agate and Kobe, with Garnacho and Marcus and Rasmus up front. Fullbacks brought on if and when. Love the channel. Thanks for your comment, mate.
Yeah, I listened to that, and I've been saying to myself, this team, how it sets up, I think there's a long way to go yet to be sure how it's going to set up. I'm not too sure if Erik Ten Hag knows his best players, his first 11, or the actual tactics. Players have got to come in here, new players. Players have got to develop a new role, and I think by the time Christmas comes, we should be able to see what formation and style and tactics are being deployed on that pitch. For me, at times, I am not too sure what I'm watching from a setup, how they set up and how the tactics are. I think it's early days yet. The good thing about it being early days, the players are willing to run and fight. Erik Ten Hag has changed things around. The backroom staff have changed around. The how can I say it? The atmosphere has changed. People want to play for Man United. People have come and they want to play for United. But the problem has been, for a lot of fans, they're not too sure on really what the setup is. And I think there's still quite a long way to go before we do that. There is going to be hiccups along the way here. We'll have some good results, we'll have some bad results, but it's getting the style and the tactics right, and I think there's a long way to go for that.
Yeah, Derek says we need a strong and a quick start. Urban Bar says Man United need to take their time and control the midfield and bury their chances. Crystal Palace have had a number for the last few seasons, well, a number on us for the last few seasons. I've seen Amir mention Manuel Agate. Does he start in this game for you and you out there?
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure about Ugarte, but I want to go back to that. Listen, we can't start slowly. That is the last thing we can do, and encourage Crystal Palace to come at us. I watched it last season. They came at us straight away, and United just started slowly. They started slowly in many games, and it lets the opposition come at United, and that's when they seem to struggle, and it takes a long time for United to get into rhythm. We have to start brightly against Crystal Palace and let them know we're there. We've been scoring goals the last 2 games, and we want to see that attack going, and we want to push them back. We seem to get pushed back early on, and playing it out from the back, playing it slowly. For me, that is not the way to play Crystal Palace. We have to be quick, get the passes in, don't hold on to the ball, and just get it up there and try and put the pressure on. That's how I see it, because if we don't put the pressure on Palace early, we will encourage them, and the crowd at Palace will get encouraged, and that is a recipe for disaster as far as I'm concerned, because when I see that Palace come at you at Selhurst Park, teams struggle.
A lot of people out there will say, I've seen a lot of comments over the past few videos about Christian Eriksen. People have been surprised with his performances against Barnsley and Southampton in a positive way. So surely he can't be just discarded for a start in this game.
No, I don't think he can be discarded. And you've got to be positive about Christian Eriksen. His football, the way he's come back the last couple of games, he's been given the opportunities and he's took them well. He's took his goals well. He's lasted 90 minutes. I don't think there's any criticism of Eriksen at all. And if he's in the lineup, I don't think anyone should be surprised because he's there, he's a footballer, and he is genuinely fit. And that's what I like about Eriksen.
Marcus Stevenson, thanks for gifting 10 memberships. Much appreciated. Everyone who's got their memberships, give a big thanks to Marcus. Ray says, I think if we come with the same attitude we've shown after the 35 minutes against Barnsley, I think we should score the goals needed to win. Thanks for your super chat, Ray.
Well, it's the goals we want. There's enough goal scorers out there, and we've been poor at scoring goals. We know that last season, but it just seems to be different this year. The emphasis is on getting the ball out there, getting to the strikers, and working together more than what they used to. It is goals what we need to see because we do come under pressure. We know that. We're not daft. I'm not deluded as if to say, oh, everything's rosy in the camp at Man United, because it isn't. But we have to put the chances away. That's what puts us under pressure. We create the chances, but we're not putting them away. And that has to change. And over the last couple of games, it has changed, which is good to see.
Yeah, we need to start from the first minute because if not, Palace will get the crowd up. But I am confident 3-0 Rashford, Garnacho and Bruno to score, Dan Fenton says.
Well, 3-0. Listen, I'll take 1-0 right now. 3-0 good. But again, people are saying, don't start slow. And like I say, we fail to really get on the front foot in many games when we start. And we have to against this Palace side.
Yeah, Keith says Eriksen is great when we have the ball. But Palace away, more power and legs needed in that midfield. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, listen, that's the problem with Eriksen. You know, we know he's a good footballer. We know he can pass the ball. He's got the brain of a footballer. But the problem is, it's his legs. And when we are getting back, helping out with the defence, Eriksen gets caught out. So Ten Hag's got a difficult choice to make here. Does he bring Eriksen in? But the thing is, when I look at it, I think to myself, hard-working, 90 minutes. Is that Eriksen? He's a footballer, very good, gifted footballer, but is he as hard-working as other players? I don't think so. So I think when you really look at it, I think he'll be on the bench because they will make you work. They will make you work from the first whistle to the last whistle. And Eriksen, has he got it against a hard-working side? Because that's what they are, this Palace side.
Yeah, Alex saying, good evening all. He's from Adelaide. Let us know where you're watching us from as well. Stephanie thinks United will win 2-0. A lot of positivity on the back of that as well. Good. With a lot of people thinking United will get the win in this game. Marcus says, I'm happy with the progress. I do see a more cohesive team taking shape. And for me, I'm still looking at that Tottenham fixture, that Villa fixture, because I think there will be a lot bigger tests than what we've faced, obviously, apart from the Liverpool fixture at home.
Listen, the Palace fixture will be really tough. Villa, Tottenham, equally as tough. Every game's going to be tough. I look at it, we are in a better position. The squad is absolutely, and Ten Hag is right when he talks about last year he only had 11 men really to choose from. That's what he's saying, and now he's got 18. Well, in a couple of weeks we'll have 22. We've got players coming back, so we are in a better position. It will be different than last year, but Erik Ten Hag's got to produce it. He's the manager and he's got to get this team working as a unit and get the results. We cannot afford to go to Crystal Palace and get beat at Crystal Palace, because if we get beat, then we're fading away and there's only a few games been played. Yeah,
a lot of you's getting involved as well, letting us know where you are. And like Nikos P says, it's fans from all over the globe and it's much appreciated. Everyone, whatever time you're joining us from, you know, getting involved in the chat and watching the videos, helping support us. And Delict, are you happy with his start to his Manchester United career? Looks strong for me. I think we mentioned on camera or off camera, he's like a monster. You know, he wants to get stuck in. That sort of like old school style defender, rugged, loves a tackle.
Yeah, he loves a tackle. And like I say, rugged, he wants it. There's bigger tests to come than what he's already done, to be honest with you. It's early days for him. He's getting used to the squad, getting used to living over here and performing for Manchester United. It's difficult for any player to come straight in and perform at the highest level. But he looks as though he will progress. And let's hope he does, because he looks an exciting talent at the back.
Yeah, Ansel says Ten Hag's got to be brave with the rotation and the subs too. It has been his downfall, I presume, in the past.
I think if you look at it, when you talk about rotation, we've just had an international break. Okay, we're going to have another international break soon. He's rested Kobe Mainoo, and that was fair dues because he had a lot of football. But with his rotation, I think when you look at it, October, November, international breaks, some of these players, they'll get a rest. They won't get that much rest because they've already going to have a rest. A lot of players will be going away, but a lot of players will be staying here. And it's resting and rotating the right players. And at the moment, we've seen him rotate Mainoo, and that is 100% correct.
Yeah, thanks for getting involved as ever, letting us know where you're from. We've got people from Jamaica, Toronto joining us.
Wow.
It's much appreciated. Bruno Fernandes, I know there's a lot of eyeballs on Marcus Rashford with his performances. I know Bruno got the assist, I think it was for De Ligt against Southampton, but I'm still expecting more from Bruno, me.
I think what it is, you're not seeing Bruno putting away the chances, what he used to put away. He's not performing to the highest level at the moment, and he might be struggling. He's had a lot of football. He's had a tremendous amount of football over the last couple of years. He's never wanted to rest. He's always been on the pitch. In my memory, I think he's just been dropped for one game, and maybe that was an injury. But he wants to play every game. So, you know, you talk about rotation, but he's the captain. He wants to play. How do you stop him? He is not performing at the highest level Bruno himself expects. So hopefully he will get better. But if he's not improving, you can't drop Bruno Fernandes. You cannot drop him. But if he doesn't start improving and putting the chances away and not giving the ball away as much as what we've seen, then maybe Erik ten Hag will look at it and think, you need to be rotated and taken out for your own good.
I've been critical of Onana. Huge question mark still for me, and we'll look back at the end of the season, in my opinion, to judge him how he's done. And I hope he does ram my comments and my opinions down my throat come the end of the season. And that was a huge moment, I think, for him, saving that penalty at Southampton. It should only do him the world of good. Yeah,
it should do him the world of good, but it's a long way to go. And ramming your points of view down your throat at the end of the season, it's not about that. It's giving your opinion. And the truth is this: it's his second season, and it wasn't a great first season, but he has to improve. We know that. To win anything, your goalie has to be the top notch, and at the moment we've not seen top notch. But the confidence is there in the squad over the last two games. Onana at Southampton, I didn't think he put a foot wrong, and it was an excellent save. Went the right way, knew what he was doing. Listen, he's going to turn it round. He has to turn it round because he knows more than anyone. If he doesn't, he knows what comes at the end of the season.
Do you also think that does actually genuinely help, or do you think it's a bit of like a cliche, you know, with goalkeepers, with the defence in front of him, and that also affects their performances and confidence? With us seeing De Ligt come in now, you know, with that partnership with Martinez, and plus we've still got Euro to come back as well. I'm excited to see how he performs when he does come back from injury.
Goalkeeper needs to know week in, week out, who we can trust in front of him. He never had that last year. Yeah. There was that many changes. It was unbelievable. And what he needs in front of him is a steady back four. That's what he needs. Let's hope he gets it. It looks good at the moment. There's plenty of players there. He's used to him now. But there's also, like you say...
So do you think that was like a bit of a worthy excuse then of some of his performances he put in Onana, because he didn't have that stable back four? There was different combinations week in, week out.
I mean, some people might use it as an excuse, but then you can just go and analyse some of the goals, what were conceded. They were poor. There was a few where he went down to the right or the left and he never saved them. That was poor. So there's no excuses this season. Everything is there for him.
Yeah, Shane says Onana is a long-term concern, but he comes out and does interviews. He's a leader. Have to respect that. And a good point there, to be fair, mate.
No, he comes out. He's there. Look, listen, every time I've seen him do an interview, and even last year and that, even when he was under pressure, He loves being at Manchester United. He wants to be the number one goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He wants to get better. And he's learning. He learned last year, okay? He learnt last year, and it was a bad time for him at some stages of the season. But he knows what he's got to do. And the way he comes out, the confidence in him, that's what you want to see in a goalkeeper.
Yeah, Marlon says Palace are going to wonder. Well, Palace are going to wonder what hit them. So you're very confident there that Man United are going to get the win. Like I said at the start of the stream, get your score predictions in on the game. Gricker says De Ligt and Martinez have been immense since joining, slotted right in. No,
Yeah.
Sorry, he didn't mean Martinez, he meant Mazraoui.
Yeah, listen, Mazraoui's slotted in. He's just plodded on as far as I'm concerned. Nothing outstanding. De Ligt is slotted in. You can see the confidence in De Ligt. And I'm happy with them too. I just need Mazraoui to be seen going down the wing, behind the defenders and getting the ball across. That's what we need. When you look at the left fullback, people go on about Luke Shaw. Oh, we need Luke Shaw back and all that. He'll go down the wing. He'll go past Rashford, get behind the defender and cross the ball. Well, why aren't we asking for that on the right? Wan-Bissaka didn't do it. Most of the time he failed at that side of the game. And Mazraoui has been brought in to do that. So early days for him yet, okay? And I'm not having a go at him because he's just got here and he will get better as time goes on. But we want to see that in the future. And I'm sure Erik Ten Hag does and the coaching staff, because Erik Ten Hag and the coaching staff want the players to be on the front foot.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And before Mazraoui signed, a lot of comments on our channel and just general opinions out there. I had the preconception of Mazraoui being sort of like a flying fullback, getting forward, attacking, linking up with the midfield, linking up with the right forward and getting balls in. And I've not really seen too much of that yet, but I do like his positional sense in terms of defence as well, of knowing when to go forward and get back as well. And with Wan-Bissaka, we was always noticing them last-ditch tackles. And for me, it was always because he was out of actual position, Wan-Bissaka, but he was great at getting back. Yeah. But from Mazraoui, I'm still waiting to see that defender who's getting forward, real attack on him and can create things going forward. And I'm sure it will come as well. It's only early in the season, just like a lot of the players, and it's got to be positive so that they can still build on the performances as well.
There's a lot to build on. With Mazraoui, he's had a solid performance, and there's a lot of players there who have to improve and who are going to improve. I talk about Garnacho.
Sorry, just to interrupt you there, and a question for you is out there. When Luke Shaw is finally match fit and he does start in this Man United team on the left, so who's our first choice right back then up to now? Is it Delot or Mazraoui, based on the performances that you've seen up to now?
I haven't got a clue. I have not got a clue. If we're expecting Mazraoui to improve, then Mazraoui himself will want the right full-back spot. We know Delot can do that, but let's just see how it goes. And when I talked earlier on about setting up the players and the tactics and everything, listen, it might all change from what we actually know with Delot and Mazraoui if Luke Shaw comes back. But what's the long term there? It's not Luke Shaw.
Do you know what? I can actually...
It's not the long term. Luke Shaw is not long term because this is a mystery why Luke Shaw is out. I haven't got a clue what's wrong with him. And Erik Ten Hag has not given a clue.
Yeah, he doesn't normally do that with his players, though, openly come out now and state like dates of return, etc. I think he stopped doing that ever since all that stuff went on with Jadon Sancho when he sent him over to Holland, etc. Because he was getting bashed in the media, Erik Ten Hag, that he shouldn't be like coming out publicly with certain things that are going on at the time with Sancho, where the people trying to come out with like mental health issues, etc. All that kind of stuff. So he's sort of been a lot more conservative, I think, in his press conferences on injuries. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's no good to us.
Yeah, I can actually see though when Euro comes back and he's match fit, if Luke Shaw's still in and out the team or he's still injured, I think he'll possibly put Martinez at left back with De Ligt and Euro in the centre of defence. It's not ideal, but
there's options, but he's not the long term for Manchester United. His injury record tells you that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Luke Shaw when he comes back.
Yeah, a lot of confidence still in the chat. People talking about Mazraoui as well. A lot of people saying that he will improve on his performances, especially going forward as well. I do think it's a good buy considering what we've actually paid for him as well. And De Ligt, I'm sure it would have been a lot more in previous seasons than what we actually paid for him. So good business there up to now from Manchester United. But anything more to add though?
No.
Score prediction. I've got to get that from you.
Score prediction.
Yeah.
I know it'll be tough. And like I said at the start of the video there, it's like yesterday, the 4-0 defeat, and that worries me. Yes, they've got a couple of injuries in that, but nothing will change from Palace. They will come at United, and I think to myself, will they score? Yes, I think they will score. I do. I honestly do think they'll score. I'm going 2-1 United win. And to be honest with you, there should be no doubt about it. The confidence what United have got in the squad, in the club, coming from Ten Hag, I've no doubt that will win. 2-1 is my score.
I'm going 3-1 Manchester United.
3-1. We're scoring goals.
Yeah.
We're scoring goals.
Let's go with goals galore. What is it? 10 goals in the last 2 games. I know people out there say it's Barnsley, a League One team.
Yeah.
But surely the games like that will only do him confidence, and it seemed to do that with the players the other night. So going into Crystal Palace, a much bigger test, let's be honest with ourselves. But I expect the forwards to still have that confidence that when they get the opportunities, they'll stick it in the back of the net. And let's hope they do.
If they get the goals, we get the win. 3-1 sounds a good score. If we get the win, even if it's 2-1, okay, you have to then look forward. You have to look at the Villa game. You've got the Europa League on Wednesday, Villa, Tottenham, and you have to say to yourself, that's a good confidence builder. We're scoring goals. We've won away at Palace. We've got rid of that nightmare from May last year, getting beat 4-0. So the confidence really should be sky high. And what it also says to me is the media are going to be ill. Absolutely ill. The haters are going to be ill. Those United fans want Ten Hag out and everything else like that, regardless of what winning games or anything like that. They're going to be ill. So from that point of view, it's been a long time that I've been able to sort of like get behind the team and everything and be confident and all that. But I will be confident if we come away from Crystal Palace with a win, and also happy that I can just look down and think to myself, them haters ain't going to sleep tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioning as well, clean sheets.
Yes.
And that's also a big confidence booster as well, not just to the defence, but the team as well, so that they can just think to themselves, I can go and play my natural game, thinking forward on the front foot, because the lads behind me can do their job. Yeah,
well, clean sheets tells you that the back forward and the goalkeeper are doing the job. And if you talk about clean sheets, look at how many times we were slaughtered for the amount of times we conceded shots on our goal last year. It was embarrassing. Let's hope we don't have that stat this year.
Yeah, like Ansel says, now the media will just focus on Sancho instead. It's another direction, another angle for the media haters to come back at Manchester United, and in particular Erik ten Hag, to question why didn't it ever work out for Sancho? But let's see what Sancho's performances have been like at the end of the season, just like the Manchester United players as well.
Yeah, that's the media if they bring the Sancho in it. But the thing is, they forgot we're here. And we'll go at them.
Yeah, we will do, and I'm sure a lot of yous out there will as well.
Yeah.
But just like I say, a lot of positivity in the chat based on going into this game against Crystal Palace. Please continue the conversation in the comment section below, and please help support us as well by smashing the like on today's video. It's much appreciated. Well over that 75,000 subscribers mark as well. So like I say, much appreciated to everyone out there who continually comes and watches and spreads the word about our channel. See you again soon, Reds. Thank you.
Thank you.